and odds, that's our deal. From underdogs to favorites, we break it down. Empty Field Podcast, the talk of the town. Empty Field, where we lay it all out. Breaking down games, removing all doubt. One interviews with stars, we bring in the heat. Sports news and odds talk that can't be beat.
Welcome to another episode of the Empty Field Podcast. My name is Mathew Hansen, and today I have a fighter fighting out of North and South Carolina. It is Brandon Holmes. Brandon, how are you, sir?
What's up, Matt? How are you? I'm good.
I'm doing well. First off, tell us about yourself.
Brandon Holmes, 6'2", dark, handsome, married. I'm off the market.
For people that don't know, Brandon is the second number 2 pro middleweight in Texas and number 2 pro middleweight in the Southwest region. When I say that, how does that make you feel?
Man, I was looking at my Tapology today and I saw that and I was like, this is cool. Back when I was an AMI, like things like that, like being number 1 in South Carolina, I was like, oh yeah, I'm number 1. Like, okay, let's keep it. Who's behind me? Who's ahead of me? But now it's just like, I don't know, man. I just kind of look at rankings and numbers and just, it's telling you where you've been and what you've done, but I'm just trying to focus on where I'm going. You get what I'm saying? So it's accolade, but I try not to hold on to it too much.
Perfect. How did you get started in MMA?
My start came around 2020. I knew I was getting an office job. You know, I was working in the warehouse doing kind of physical labor. They liked the way I worked. They wanted to promote me. So I was like, okay, yeah, cool. I'll move into the office, but I don't want to get fat. So what am I going to do next? And so I was missing some of the physicality from playing rugby. I had played 7 years of rugby across high school and college. And so I was like, what's next? What's physical? Like weightlifting's cool, but I want to do more. Let's fight. Like, let's go train. So I walked into the gym. I think either my first or second class, I told coach, I was like, listen, I'm trying to fight, so critique everything. And then here we are.
Perfect. Well, before we get more into fighting, rugby, tell me about that. How was that? What did you learn? How does that compare to fighting?
I'd say, man, honestly, rugby was probably my first love. Like, oh my goodness. Weird enough, school I went to didn't have like sports, but they had an associated or affiliated rugby club. And so I went, my boy was like, come try this out. And I was bad at it. I wasn't good, but I was like, this is something to be active. But as we kept going, I kept watching more film, studying more technique, like drilling on my own. I just became better and better and better to where it was like, yeah, I'm gonna just go as far with this as I can. Eventually, somewhere along the way, my life plans and ideas shifted. But what I took from it is how to learn, like how to progress, literally like how to drill on your own, what those workouts look like with a team and by yourself, and then how to be that leader both on and off the field, now and out the cage, you know? So
Yeah. Take out rugby, take out fighting. What was life like?
oh snap. What was life like without rugby, without fighting? I mean, it was cool, you know, I was living it. Still a physical guy, still like cared about, back then it was kind of more like bodybuilding, high school, like middle school, high school. I want to look good, I want to have the abs, I want to have the biceps. So it was like I was still working out, still, you know, taking care of myself in the physical regards. I was younger, so I was eating whatever, but it looked good on me, you know what I'm saying? And then I don't know, what else was I doing with life? Going to school like everyone else, I guess, you know. Always been kind of to myself. Man, I got friends and stuff, but I don't like crowds. I don't like being around much people, so just isolated.
April 30th, 2022, you had your first amateur fight. Walk us through that. It was a first round knockout.
Boot, right hand, right kick to the right hand. Yeah, that was, honestly, I didn't know how to feel. There was a lot of excitement in that day. I had, mind you, before that, I had done a lot of, what was I don't know what I was up to that point, but I think I had about 2 to 3 kickboxing fights already. And so if it was 2 or 3, I was like 3-0, 4-0, maybe something like that. And so I had a little bit experience with the combats already. I had done PKBs, which is like point kickboxing, you know, just something to get you used to performing in front of a crowd. But I knew this was going to be different, you know. And then like as you get your hands wrapped and you really get to see those 4-ounce gloves and you're like, well, yeah, this is going to be different. And then making the walk, and the most different thing was like, it's almost like the nerves or nervous excitement was gone. I was just at such peace. I made that walk. Hopping in that cage, had kind of no idea what to expect. Like, of course, I know I've been training. Of course, like I'm in there like, nah, I'm gonna beat this dude. But you know that you didn't really know what to expect. And so I kind of get in a flow state almost. Like I get taken down, I get up. I'm like, nah, meet me back in the middle. And then I just started doing my thing. And I wasn't aiming for the knockout, but when that right hand hit him, his body went left, but his eyes were kind of like looking at me, and I was like, "Oh, he's disconnected right now." And that was just like I was kind of in shock. Hopped on top, and ground and pound when the ref stopped it. It's the biggest jolt of, So it was a surreal. Very,
Cool. Well, your first walk to the cage, what was going through your mind? Was it like, I need to be locked in, I gotta stick to the plan?
I think I was just shocked at how at peace I was, because I had kind of like, even in the locker room, I was just praying for that. I was like, above all else, like, I just want to be at peace. I know being anxious ain't really good for nothing, and I like to be on alert. I like to be cautious, but I don't like to be anxious. I don't like to be worrisome. It's like, I don't want that right now. You know what I'm saying? And so as I was making that walk, it was just a very, I think, a level of peace that I hadn't felt before in a situation like that. To say that you're about to go either be separated from consciousness or do it to someone else, is like, but we're good. Like, we're
Yeah.
fine, you know? So,
Um, Looking at your record, there's one thing that stands out. It's that one in your record. Your loss at the Contender Series. Walk us
yeah.
through that fight.
Man, I hate it, but it's mine, so I gotta take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, that fight, I just remember that night because, like, I got hit, man, and like, that was my first time being rocked to that level. So I was like, let me go get checked out. I just remember being in the hospital, and that was like, how was the fight? And I was like, terrible. But I go watch it back, and I'm like, it wasn't a terrible fight. It was just a terrible ending. The experience was cool. I felt so good. That's the best I ever felt. Easy weight cut, no problem at all. Going in, just ready to like go make it happen. We'd already done face-offs and everything, right? So you get an idea. Then you hop in the cage, you're like, yo, this reach is crazy, but who cares? Let's fight, And it's just, I just think that's what it ended up being. Just like any good striker, he utilized the timing and the distance better than I did. He capitalized on the reach advantages, and I don't think I played in the distances that I should have. Honestly, I don't think I fought my fight like I should have, but I learned from that, and I will progress. I will
Yeah,
prevail. You know,
absolutely. What part of your game are you most confident in?
my mindset. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. I know people that have the tools, but they don't have the mindset. I know people that have the mindset that don't have the tools, but I firmly believe that, if you got that mindset, it's way easier to get the tools. Whereas if you don't have the mindset, I think you can get it, but it's hard to grab, That's why I'm very thankful for like rugby. Like, I had already, from a youngin', I kind of already had that dog in me, but it taught me how to structure that dog. And like, we're going to lean out a few things here and here. So it ain't just, we're going to go bite and, bite and shake, bite and shake. Now we're going to set some things up. And that's how I feel in the cage. I feel like a black Bobby Fischer. You know what I'm saying? You know who Bobby Fischer is?
I don't know.
One of the greatest chess grandmasters ever. So I feel like, just in there playing chess, just feeling like, man, this is so fun. I'm in control. He thinks he's in control. Watch these setups. Watch this. Watch that. So my mind. Sorry.
Perfect. Nope. And now we gotta do some self-reflection here. What's one part of your game that you're actively working on?
Every part. Every part in regards to the skill. You know, like I said, the mind is good, but if you don't got the tools to pull it off, then what is it? So I'm sharpening up on my striking, sharpening up, striking offense, striking defense, footwork, jujitsu, wrestling, offense, defense, timing, distance, and continued mindset. Like, everything is being worked on, but in different facets.
Yeah. I know you just had a fight about a couple weeks ago. What did fight week look like for you leading up to that fight?
I mean, kind of how it always looks, man. Typically fight week, the work is already done, so I just make sure I stay active. I'm still in the gym, but it's like I'm flowing more. I'm having fun. I'm going with people that's going to like challenge me, but the risk of getting hurt is at a minimum. Like, anytime you do this, there's a risk of getting hurt, but there's a minimal risk. So yeah, going fun, staying sharp on a few things. I tend to work more ground and pound, just me in the bag by myself, but you know, it's working like that. Got to Houston on a Friday, cut weight, weighed in on the Saturday. Yeah, and then fought Sunday.
Stop. Before we continue this episode here, are you staying hydrated? No. Have you tried Hydrofy? Man, it's not just flavored water. It's clean hydration with electrolytes that actually work. No sugar crash, no junk ingredients. Pretty simple. Hydrofy keeps you sharp and fueled for the day. I use it because, man, it's simple, effective, and it just tastes real good. Hydrate smarter, hydrate better. That's Hydrofy. Use promo code MTF to get 10% off your order. Just say, hey, Matt from the Empty Field podcast sent you.
What does a successful night look like for you?
Hey man, it's hard. It's hard to get more successful than just what happened on January 18th. You know what I'm saying? Like every fighter dream they
Knockout
gonna
win.
go in there and not get cut. Yeah, yeah. It's like barely didn't get any damage. People like "Did you even break a sweat?" So like that was it was really cool to experience that. You know, I hold it in my pocket like, oh yeah, I have that under my belt. That's nice, but I don't expect it to always go that easy. You know, so that was nice. That's a success.
After the fight on the 18th, what did you do to celebrate? Did you go out and splurge a little bit for food? Did you go out and have a couple drinks with some friends?
Man, I'm back to the basics, man. So I'm learning more and more, you know, how to enjoy that win, how to enjoy those nights. As far as what that looks like, yeah, it's cool to soak in the moment, like really do that. But even the way I do it, other people consider it boring. So I talk to my wife, make sure she knows I'm straight. Hit my mom up, hit my dad up, you know, I talk with them. And then we went out to go get some Mexican because my coaches know I love Mexican food. You know, I love the Hispanic. And then typically after a win, it's hard for me to sleep. So I just, you know, so much adrenaline. So I was up till like 3 in the hotel, just washing clothes and packing and getting ready to go, bro. So that's,
What is your go-to Mexican order?
oh man. So honestly, when I'm back home in South Carolina, any Mexican restaurant I go to, I've been like, I get chimichangas with either horchata or jamaica. I don't know why, but it's just, I'm like, hey, let me try this place's chimichanga. Let me try this one. When I was out in Houston, I got this, I think grande burrito. I don't know. I call it a grande burrito because it's one of the biggest burritos I ever had, but I don't even remember what. But yeah, it also depends on where I'm at. Like if I'm really at a taqueria, man, I'll probably get tacos de lengua, or I might get tacos de pollo, but not really. I kind of like more on the B side when it comes to the tacos. But
Perfect. How do you keep yourself motivated on those days where you're like, I just don't want to go to the gym. I just want to take a break. Body's sore.
that's a good question. One, you make it a routine regardless. But then I think the biggest thing for me ain't showing up. It's making sure mentally you're there to get out of that practice should. So the moment I get the feeling that I do address it, I'm like, dang, yeah, I do feel like this. Why? And it's either because, yo, you just been training hard, didn't have proper recovery, you need a nap, you know what I'm saying? And once I can address that, I'm like, okay, well, we'll deal with those things, but we're still gonna go in here and get this work. And I'll probably write down the goal. Even I write in general, but I'm very specific on those days, like, hey, no, this is the intention that we're getting out of this practice. So I make sure I go implement it. And if I don't, I have that accountability, those words looking at me. It's like, okay, I got to tighten this up because, you know, a weak mind gonna sink the ship. You know what I'm saying?
I like the saying. When your career is over, all said and done, how do you want to be remembered?
As a man who loved God and loved others, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you look in that cage, you're like, what? But it's just really the way I interact with everyone, from the promoters to my opponents to the staff that's supporting, to even when I hop on the mic, to before and after the fight, win, lose, or draw. I just want my character to be reflected, and I want it to reflect that, you know. So in order to reflect that, I want to actually be that. I don't want to put on the facade. I don't want to put on the fake mask, you know. So I'm gonna be who I am, and I just hope and pray that that's what's reflected. And hopefully, if I'm being a jerk, someone will be like, "Hey, you're a jerk," and I'll be like, "Oh, let me change this," you know.
Yep. All right, now it's time for the rapid fire. First thing that comes to mind. Would you rather have a first round finish or a 5-round war?
First round finish.
Why is that?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I guess my ego, my pride was like, we can bang it out. Like I love the war, but my mind was like, hey, remember we're in this for longevity. So first round finish.
Okay. Are you more striking or grappling?
Striking.
Okay. Are you aggressive going into the cage or more patient? Let the work come to you?
Dang. Oh, if that's how you describe impatient, then no. I am very aggressive, but I have a lower than I guess normal or expected strike count. So, but I'm very aggressive.
Favorite part about camp?
The grind. Those days where I hated, like, you in the middle of that wrestling practice and this dude just won't get off and you're like, yo, what the world? But you still say, and I will prevail. Well, then there's moments where you hate it, but your mind is still there. Oh, I love that.
Hardest part about camp?
The hardest part about camp is you work so hard and you're like, I can squeeze a cake in. It's like, no, we're disciplined here.
One word to describe your style.
Oof, Brandon Holmes.
Okay. One word to describe you.
One word, apple.
Okay. Is there anybody you want to give a special thanks to or a special shout out?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, let's always praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Secondly, TNT, I love you so much. Thank you, Timothy, my good one. Thirdly, Jimmo, the whole tribe, I love y'all. LCA, that's the management. Thank you so much for always having my back. And then I want to shout out some specific training partners who have fights coming up, so be on the lookout. Both Truckin' Carson and Colin Godbout, they have fights coming up February, March area for Fury FC. Paul Carson, he'll be fighting in February for CFFC. Saida Hamami has a fight. I want to say he was a Ring of Combat, but I don't remember exactly. Mike Delosier got one coming up end of February for Cagezilla. Dante Bazin, where is he? Fight Forward in March, which is in North Carolina. Diego Costa, dang, he's coming up too. I don't know the promotion or the date. And then my boy Dante Scott might be on the books as well. So, hey, just be on the lookout for those names that I mentioned. Make sure you look them up, give them a like, give them a follow. Boys we in the trenches, we working hard, and y'all can see the fruits of our labor.
Perfect. Where can everybody find you on social media?
Social media, you can find me Instagram, 843Beezy. That's BEEZYY. Give me a follow, shoot me a message of inspiration. Don't put no hate in my inbox, you weirdos.
Brandon, I appreciate you stopping by, talking about your story, talking about how you're, even with that loss, you're still learning from it and you're aiming to get back there. So I appreciate you stopping by, man.
Matt, this was fun, brother. Thank you.
Fans of 1T Media Production, do you guys drink coffee? Sure you do. I, myself, drink quite a bit of coffee, so I always turn to a Fuera coffee for my go-to. It's smooth, it's bold, it's not too heavy. Perfect for that early morning or when you just need to lock in for the day. The best part is, at every purchase, 5% goes back to the great outdoors. Get a bag like this. I get two myself. Use promo code MTF and you get 15% off your order. Guys, what's not to love about coffee, free money, and deliciousness? A Fuera coffee.
Where the action's real, sports news and odds, that's our deal. From underdogs to favorites, we break it down. Empty Field Podcast, the talk of the town. Empty Field, where we lay it all out. Breaking down games, removing all doubt. What interviews with stars, we bring in the heat. Sports news and odds.